The steel of the alien dagger gleamed beneath the low red light of the execution chamber, its curved edge inches from his throat. Captain Rian Locke knelt on the cold slab floor, wrists bound behind his back with a cable that sizzled softly, designed to burn flesh if he even thought about resistance. Across from him, the princess warrior of the Varnak Empire held the blade with both hands, her lavender skin tense with anticipation, and her eyes, reptilian and golden, danced with a cruel satisfaction that only came from absolute power. Her voice, though melodic, carried the weight of decades of bloodshed. "Any last words, human?" Rian lifted his head slowly, a grin spreading across his face despite the sharp sting in his broken ribs and the metallic taste of blood in his mouth. "Yeah," he said, tilting his head slightly, eyes narrowing with wicked amusement. "You're holding it wrong." She blinked. Just once. Just enough. He shifted. A subtle twitch of his knee, a pivot of his shoulder, and the entire world changed. Before she could react, Rian surged forward with the force of a coiled predator. He twisted his bound arms under him, using the tension in the burning cables like a spring. His forehead slammed into her jaw with a sickening crack, sending the blade clattering to the floor. She stumbled back, stunned. And he moved. The moment the blade hit the metal, he kicked it up with his knee, catching it mid-air with hands still tied behind him. In one brutal motion, he sliced the cable against the edge, freeing his wrists. The pain was blinding, but his hands moved on instinct, grabbing the dagger just as the princess hissed and lunged. She was fast. Faster than any human. But speed meant nothing without discipline, and Rian was a soldier from Earth. A planet so violent its history gave even the most hardened interstellar conquerors pause. He ducked under her strike, sidestepped her spin, and in 3 brutal moves had her arm twisted, elbow shattered, and the blade pressed against her throat. "Now," he said, breathing hard, blood dripping down his side. "Any last words?" She snarled, fangs bared, but he saw something else now. Not arrogance. Not fury. Fear. The room's door burst open. 2 armored Varnak soldiers stepped in, saw the scene, and froze. Their leader disarmed, the human holding the ceremonial execution blade. "Kill him!" she screeched. The guards hesitated, and died. Rian flung the dagger. It spun, pierced the first guard's throat. Before the second could react, he was already on him, using the fallen blade like a scalpel. Human combat doctrine wasn't elegant, but it was devastating. Rian moved like a storm, precise, unrelenting. By the time the second body hit the floor, the princess had scurried back against the wall, gasping, one arm limp and twisted at an unnatural angle. Rian retrieved the original dagger and knelt beside her. "I warned you," he said, "that you were holding it wrong." "How?" she whispered. "How are you still alive? That blade, your ribs. You don't know much about humans," he muttered, standing. "Pain's a suggestion. And you should have read my file before taking me alive." The alarms blared then. The base was in chaos. Backup would come. Rian scanned the room, grabbing a guard's blaster and data tablet. One glance at the schematics and he had a plan. 2 minutes to the hangar. 3 to the command deck. He looked back at the princess. "You wanted a trophy," he said. "Instead, you just handed Earth every code, every weak point, and a political excuse for war." Her golden eyes widened in horror. "We'll burn your world. Try it," he snapped, turning away. "But next time, don't bring a dagger to a species-level extinction event." The corridor outside was flooded with red lights and shouting voices. Rian didn't run, he walked. Controlled. The guards turned corners and died before they understood the noise. Plasma bolts hissed past him. He didn't flinch. That was the thing the galaxy never understood about humans. They thought we were just another species. Another evolutionary accident with opposable thumbs. But they'd never seen the things we built just to destroy each other. Never understood what it took to survive centuries of war, betrayal, greed, and resilience on a planet that tried to kill us every second of every day. Rian reached the command deck. Locked. He placed the Varnak soldier's severed hand on the biometric pad. The door hissed open. The crew inside turned. 2 of them fired. He rolled under the shots, fired once. 3 bodies fell. He tossed the dagger like a throwing axe. The last captain didn't even scream. Blood pooled under the chair as Rian took the seat. He plugged the data tablet into the NAV console. Earth's coordinates. He encoded a tight beam transmission. "This is Captain Rian Locke," he said. "Alive. Varnak base compromised. Sending specs, comms, and defense patterns. Requesting extraction or fleet-level response. Either works." He looked at the planetary map. Thousands of Varnak soldiers. War factories. Prisoners. He tapped the control to unlock internal doors. And then he did something unthinkable. He opened every cell. "Let's see how you handle your other prisoners," he said. "Humans aren't the only ones you pissed off." A chorus of alien roars echoed across the base. The screams started seconds later. Rian stood up, walked back to the bridge doors, and leaned against the frame, watching as chaos bloomed like fire across the screens. He was bleeding badly now, and he felt it. His vision swam. But he smiled. Earth would come. And when it did, the Varnak wouldn't know what hit them. They had captured a human, thought it would be a clean execution. A warning. Instead, they'd lit a beacon. Because Rian wasn't just any soldier. He was Special Recovery Unit 9. They called them the Ghosts. Because once one landed on your base, the only thing left behind was silence. And that's when the Varnak learned the oldest rule in the galaxy. If a human smiles before he dies, you're already dead.